Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! What up, girl?
What up, dog?
What up, girl?
What up, dog?
What are you doing, dude?
Nothing. Just relaxing, chillaxing.
Yeah,
doing my thing,
bullshitting.
living my life, bullshitting.
Yeah.
Drugs, drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're out here on these stoops. I get it.
You know what I mean?
You're like Jenny from the block, if you will.
Yeah.
Megan the Stallion, you know?
Yeah.
Real streets. Real streets. Speaking of which, your girl, Megan the Stallion, is teaming up with Cardi B for a song that's going to drop on Friday. And, well, the internet is going berserkers over it, Jabes. So
They're into it or not into
yeah,
it?
dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's a great combo.
It's rare that a couple of ladies like that get together and say, you know what? Let's do one. Let's do one for the people, you know?
Right. Didn't Cardi B do something with Nicki Minaj, though?
No, I don't think so. And I think they hate each other. If
I think
memory
they hate each
serves
other
me
from the
correctly.
collab.
Oh,
that they
really?
did. Yeah. It's something about like one of them was a diva. Whatever. So
Well, I know Nicki Minaj is a personal nightmare to work with. You know, we know some peeps that do her videos, and everything is blocked out in chunks, and it's got to be shipped around the planet to make sure that it's airbrushed by only the finest humans in the land. I got to see some of that footage raw, and
and what do you think?
let's just say Nicki Minaj definitely doesn't look like her album covers. So
Right. Well, the body is not. That's not how bodies are supposed to be. So obviously, do you know what I mean? That's an alien body.
it is.
So
it is
for all these people that think that you can have a 20-inch waist and then
a gigantic ass.
a gigantic ass and gigantic boobs, like
Yeah.
that just doesn't exist in the world. So, there's got to be some things pushed and moved around and airbrushed and waist trainer type of stuff.
Look,
you know?
I'm exhausted, right? I've been living out of suitcases for about 4 weeks now, trying to get the move done and everything else. This is our last week in the studios here in Wilmington, North Carolina. But I'm not the tiredest I've ever seen a person. The tiredest I've ever seen a person in my life was the person that had to Photoshop Nicki Minaj's music video.
Right.
They had rented out part of my office to do some shoots with her. And when I was leaving late one night, I was editing a movie in L.A., and she and this other dude were still in there just rotoscoping that whole Nicki Minaj thing. And I was like, oh, man.
Smoothing, pushing in.
And they looked like they were going to drop. And I was like, how long do you guys have? And they were like, I don't know. I know this. When I came into the office the next morning at 9 a.m., they were just leaving. They were on their way out. So long nights working with Nicki Minaj.
Menagerie.
James, I saw this explosion in Beirut yesterday. Did you see it?
The video of it?
Yeah.
No, I've seen many pictures. I didn't watch the video.
Okay, the video is mind-altering. It looks like a nuclear bomb went off. For real. That's the first time I've seen a mushroom cloud like that wasn't in one of those, safety videos in class.
Happening? Just bombed?
There's a lot of conspiracy theories going on out there. The first thing they said was that a fireworks factory blew up or something with fireworks or whatever. I watched the video. Somebody else said it was like nitroglycerin that was next to it, and the wrong thing went off at the wrong time. That's what it appears to be like. It looks like to me. So that one, I got a lot of messages this morning like, hey, what do you think? Look at this footage. You can see a bomb coming in or some type of missile or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't see it. I just don't. I think it's a tragedy that happened, but it's one of those things where the initial footage really did look like a bunch of fireworks or ammunition or something going off inside of a warehouse before this bomb took place. And if it was close to nitrous or whatever, the whole fucking thing's going to go up like that. It's crazy and it's sad, but it was at a port there in Beirut. So who knows what you're shipping in and what all that shit is. But I did not see anything suspicious about it. I know, ammonium nitrate is what somebody's saying here. Michael DeSanto is saying on the message boards on YouTube. That's what it looked like to me. I didn't see anything suspicious about it, and I don't really know why you would blow up a port anyways. Like, if you were going to blow up something, blow up a fucking, a mall or something that would
make an impact.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what a port is in Lebanon. I mean, granted, that's their insies and outsies there, but I can't buy into the conspiracy of this one just yet.
Right.
So, I can't. I've seen the footage, and I've seen it from many different angles. And
is part of it that you can't add another conspiracy on your plate right now?
No,
that's how I feel.
So here's the thing: I don't believe anything that I read in the news anymore. Therefore, like, if you have a video of something, and you're able to see it, I think that helps because everything that goes on today, and this is the media's fault. I didn't even put this on like normal Americans' plates here of nobody believes the media. Nobody believes the media because the media is lying to us every fucking day. That's why no one believes the media. Therefore, you're going to come up with these conspiracies for every single article and things like that because you don't know whether you're being told the truth or not. In the Epstein thing, I think all that shit is real. With the Beirut thing, look, I looked at the footage. I can't really see anything other than what people are saying, what the initial report was. So I can't buy into that conspiracy. There's some other conspiracies that are lingering out there that, I don't know, that I'm willing to entertain, like Oprah Winfrey, for example. There is a rumor that she is the next to go down.
To be canceled?
Yes.
Please.
To be canceled.
Please.
I'm telling you, you can feel it. You can feel this momentum mounting from Hollywood. And there was a lot of pictures with her and Weinstein over the years. There was a lot of pictures with younger girls and her and Weinstein. I think it's also one of those cases of the same thing with what's going on to Ellen. It's like, fuck everyone. Let's take down the most powerful people just to do it right now. And there is something to be said that it's Oprah. She put out a video last night discussing white privilege in depth and got crushed for it online. Because she's fucking worth billions of dollars and she has been for years and years and years. Therefore, it's like, hey, man, you're probably the last person to be lecturing people about any form of privilege. And it was not received well. There's a lot of backlash on it. And then immediately, as soon as that video came out, people started posting the pictures of her and Weinstein and these other Epstein people real quick behind it. And I think we're in that dangerous time right now where they're going after everyone. Everybody who is huge, they want to take down. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine in LA who owns a Hollywood company. I'm not going to say what they do, but he said some of his work, and I would say it's a relatively normal job. It's not sexy, but it pays a lot of money. And I was talking to him and a mutual friend of ours, and I said, what is it like for you at your workplace now? And he goes, it's hostile. And he goes, you have to walk on eggshells. And there's been some things that have been going through HR where it's like, man, are people just digging for a lawsuit? What's the real story here? Mm-hmm. And, it's like we've been talking about for the last few weeks. Now that there's this little crack in the dam of Hollywood, I think they're just going to go after everybody. And I think, a big part of why people are leaving for Texas and shit is like, I got to get out of this toxic town before it eats me alive for no fucking reason whatsoever.
Right.
Because I wonder, like with Callan and D'Elia and those guys, right? If they weren't still in LA and they depended on LA for shit, would those stories have come out?
Yeah, I don't know. I think part of it is with this pandemic too, it's sort of exposed the huge inequity in wealth, right?
Yeah.
And so even people that working class, like working their ass off, just have a house that works for them, are losing everything, while people like Oprah and all of these other people are buying $1 million homes, getting $100 million contracts. They literally have people's lives in their like entire lives from birth to death in their bank account and in their backyard and in their garage, like an entire person's happy life. And it's just sort of exposed all of that now too, as well as what you're saying as far as the crack in Hollywood, and nobody has anything to lose. So we just tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
But it's exposing not just from poverty to everyone else, but like the 1% to the, working class, and then from working class to poverty. So we're all just being exposed for what the fuck we're doing with money, which is like insane. So yeah, I think people like Oprah, and right now especially, it just enrages us. And that whole thing with alone together and we're all in this together, like nothing made people more pissed. And it just escalated until they're finally like, hey, Ellen, you're doing your show, not paying in your employees, in your fucking mansion,
right,
crying about something. No. We'll give you something to fucking cry about. And it all started with her talking about the Black Lives Matter thing, where people are like, shut the fuck up. Right?
Yeah. They said they're having problems with YouTube, Giorgio. Yeah. It's fine. Strange, man. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the deal is with the YouTubes today. Technology, man. It's just not there yet. We apologize if you're watching live on YouTube right now, but we have no choice to continue. Yeah, because right now there's a different thumbnail up as well. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Some people are fine. Other people aren't. But we'll keep going, Jabes, because that's what we do. We'll keep this in the Hollywood theme here because we talked about some AMC and Universal cutting a deal for a 17-day window, which is massive.
Oh, right.
For theaters. The hammer dropped last night from another studio. Disney is pulling Mulan and from theaters altogether. They're going to put it out Labor Day weekend on Disney Plus
for $20 or whatever.
$29.99.
Oof,
that is a lot of money. If you are a parent to a child, do you pay that? Yes or no?
No, I don't, and I didn't pay for Trolls either. But
no?
I don't give my kids what they want. So that's the other thing.
Obviously, I think I paid for Trolls actually.
You watched Trolls?
I think so. Yeah, I think I bought it for Jax. But look, when I saw that price tag of $30, man, that is real steep. I had a hard time paying $20 for the King of Staten Island.
Oh, that's right. Buyer's remorse.
Yeah, I had a hard time dropping 20 on that, and
right.
30 for Mulan. No, thank you.
No, thank you. Although Mulan is much anticipated, so I do believe a lot of people are going to pay for it.
Pony up, yeah. So
Not me.
What they're going to do is release it in China.
Cool.
The irony of that is unbelievable. So they're going to release it in China in theaters, and then the rest of the world will get Disney Plus, and you'll be able to buy it for $30. Immediately, obviously, the theaters were up in arms of like, hey, man, you can't do that. Because now there's no movies that are going to be able to come to theaters. Mulan opening weekend was projected to bring in $80 to $90 million opening weekend to theaters. There is some people behind the scenes saying, look, man, now that it's been done, why not just cut out the middleman of the theaters and keep all of this money ourselves? $30 is a big test. I'm trying to think when this happened. I want to say they did this once before with Willy Wonka, the Johnny Depp version.
Nope.
Nope is a movie. Absolutely not. And I think they tried $40 for that, and I don't think it really went so well. I don't know what the price point is, but I mean, $30. I mean, shit. That's like owning 2 different Netflix accounts.
Yeah, no.
So no. I'm not sure that's going to do, but that price point was really high.
And fuck them, by the way, for doing it with kids movies. Because someone like at a certain age, girls especially are going to be asking for Mulan, right?
Yeah.
So like it's so annoying.
I know. Yeah. Okay. Good. So Giorgio's saying, look, if you're watching it on your phones, go to what, a computer, you said?
A computer or just like the browser on your phone.
Or the browser on your phone. Apparently, it's just not working in the YouTube app itself. I know that app has been having problems. I got an email about it last night. So pop it open in there and stay patient with us. I'm not going to ask you to pay $30, obviously. You know? I'm just not going to do that
right.
To watch the show.
Right.
But with them leaving, so that essentially is going to take probably Disney out of the theatrical market, one would imagine, after this. They reported their subscription numbers at 60 million already.
Dang.
For Disney Plus. Look, man, you're starting to get into Netflix territory now. I want to say Netflix has got 150 million subscribers or something like that worldwide. If you're already halfway there and you're less than a year into this venture, yes, you're going to just start making movies for your own streaming platform and not going to theaters. So that is a really, really big blow. $30 though as a parent. Fuck, man. I mean, look, if I took them to the theater and got the fucking overpriced popcorn and all that bullshit, that would be $30. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's what's going to start happening with everything, dude, because people are scrambling and we need to make money. That's it.
Sort of.
So it's turning us into this world where like $30 at this point is so fucked up, right? But hey, they got to make money.
They do. They put
this much into it.
Yeah, that price point's a little high, I think. I think if you're testing it out.
How much do you think they spent on it?
So a movie like Mulan, probably after marketing, because let's face it, they were like 2 weeks away from coming out. The marketing was going on right up until the pandemic. And I would say all in, they're probably on the hook for $180 million for Disney. But
and
look,
if you can't go to theaters, but
you can.
You gotta make it up.
You can in China, and I guarantee you, China's going to come out strong for that movie. I don't know. I don't know about $30. We'll find out. Like you said, hey, there's going to be some parents that buy it for their little girls and shit like that. So.
Oh, begrudgingly though, they're going to be just as pissed as I am, but they're going to be like, "I gotta fucking do this. Can you believe it?"
Yeah.
You're going to have to invite the whole neighborhood over. You know what I mean? Pitch in.
Yeah.
Everybody watch at somebody's house, make your own movie theaters. Other than that, my God, like from every kid in America, $30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess from the male standpoint of this, that's our version of pay-per-view, right? The only thing that I can think of with a price tag that high, usually UFC, and UFC comes right in around $65 for the big matches. They don't do it every single week, obviously. But
it's so different. Like
it
Mulan
is,
eventually.
But here's the difference. I will say this: depending upon what it is, I will not spend that money if I don't think that fight card is good enough for $65. So when you're looking at Mulan, I guess it's sort of the same thing where you're looking at that film and saying, "Man, is this good enough or worth it for $30?"
Right, but that price tag will always go down. So it's the kind of thing that's like, can you hold out? It's not a live event that you need to be there at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I get that people need to make money. Like, even if you are a millionaire or if you're a fucking whatever, shit costs money and it costs more and more the more money you have. So that's what's going to start to happen as well, as just like cutthroat, just weird ass shit. Go to China. You're going to do whatever you need to do to make money, and you don't care.
And it's getting weird out there, man. I mean, like, we used to say all the time, like, to have your own TV show and all that other shit. I've started pulling up the ratings of some of these TV shows. Dan and I talked about this in Drinkin Bros Sports yesterday, about the ratings for the NBA and MLB going down when, there's a lack of content. And I think that's just politics shit. But you look at like an HBO too. Those numbers used to be gangbusters back in the day. Trump did this interview with Axios, which I'm not a fucking Axios fan at all. Right. I think they fucking suck, to be honest with you. And I didn't know that Axios had signed a deal with HBO for their own show.
Yeah, I saw that.
But they are. And that interview was on there. Do you know how many total viewers that thing got on HBO? Total viewers. 105,000.
What?
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that. 105,000. Now, what they're saying is the clips that were cut up from the show and, dispersed online and, kind of went viral or whatever, those got about 30 million clips or 30 million views total off of their clips. But the TV show as a whole got 105,000 total viewers, which is spread out over 3 days. During the live broadcast, it came in at 34,000 viewers.
Oh my gosh! Like
Axios, dude, this show is a gajillion times higher than that. Not our video show, but the audio, obviously. What's that? Yeah. Truthfully, our video views are about the same as Axios. Man. So are people backing away from that too? Is the thing. Like, do you look at that number and be like, if I have my own podcast, I can just go out to millions of people versus that? I just
think their branding is horrible. Like,
Axios?
You don't know what it is. You have no idea what's going on with it. It's just a blank. It's like white with purple letter or blue letters that says Axios. And I'm like, is that a virus for my freaking phone? Like, you have no idea.
Is that a deodorant? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Or is that just a weird ad? Like, it's nothing was explained. So I think people don't really understand what it is. And that was just weird marketing thing.
We've got some people here who are asking what Axios is. It's a form of BuzzFeed, essentially. But it's kind of shitty.
Like Vice.
Yeah, I still put Vice at a higher level. I mean, they do some pretty well produced shit, but they're not making any money either. Vice is, they're firing people every single day, and it's only a matter of time for they go bankrupt as well. I just think these news outlets are in trouble, man. And right now, you're fighting for stories. Look, Biden is not coming out. He's nowhere to be found. And he did one interview yesterday. I don't know where it was, but it was a fucking disaster. He asked the reporter if they were a junkie when he was asked about
why.
I don't know. She was Latino. It's gotten real weird, and they're hiding him. And I understand it. And I actually think that strategy is probably the best you could do with that candidate. And, see what happens. Because that's kind of what it feels like. Let's see what happens November 3rd. I wouldn't be surprised now if he backs out of the debates. I was not in that camp earlier. I think I'm starting to get there now, where him being silent and just not showing up anywhere might be your best strategy of like, hey, just show up and see
what I said.
What's going on. Yeah, so maybe they cancel the debates. The other thing that's weird is he was supposed to announce his VP pick on the 1st. They're now delaying that up to possibly 2 more weeks, which I don't understand why. He painted himself into a corner during that debate when he said, I'm going to choose a woman who's going to be my VP. So that kind of, that obviously nuked out everybody else, because I thought Cory Booker would have been a decent choice for him.
Yeah.
Back in the day. But once he made that speech during the debate, there's no going back now. Now there's a lot of infighting behind the scenes between the potential candidates, and that's kind of become a mess for him. But will it matter? And I don't know. But I can tell you this: if he does get elected, and I have no idea right now, we're going to do a huge election show, and I'll make a prediction during that in Austin, Texas, at our buddy Austin Talley's place.
I can't wait for that.
Me too. But I will make a prediction then. But as we get up to this, like, we'll see how these things go. This is going to be one of the strangest ones ever, though. We have a candidate that's not seen or heard up against Trump, and who knows? All of this is so bizarre that I don't have really anything to compare it to. Maybe about an hour ago, they just announced there is no convention whatsoever in Milwaukee. They're canceling all of the speakers, everything, and then he's going to do something from his house in Delaware. So I guess he's going to accept the nomination from his house in Delaware, which is strange, man. Like, I mean, I know I say it all the time. We're in peak 2020, but we're in peak 2020.
You guys, I have such high hopes on Monday. I mean, Monday's one of our biggest shows. I have such high hopes. I come out of the gate. I'm like, here we go. Let's start this. Let's get back into life, right?
Positivity.
Whatever it is, be positive. And by hump day, which is today, it all falls apart. And I apologize, guys, but I'm sure you're in the same boat, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just can't, listen, I'm fine if I don't care about life. Then I'm great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm fine if I'm just like, nothing's good and it's never going to be good again. And then I can go on with my day, right?
Yeah.
As it stands right now, it's just hump day. What can I say?
It is hump day.
Hump day?
Hump day. It really is. Yeah, man.
So, I don't know.
It's just, I feel like as the week goes on,
it just falls into the trash.
Yes.
And by Friday, you're just like, I want all the drugs. I want all the drinks. I want to not do anything because nothing matters. Right? So that's where I'm at.
I'm so glad you said that, because it's the perfect segue into our next story. So if you're going out there for news, right, there is maybe a handful, not even a handful. I'll say two. I think we're down to Reuters. Just that basic fucking AP news,
Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
text, basic font that they've been doing for 30 years. Them and maybe USA Today at this point, but I'm not sure, because I read something in USA Today the other day that was really slanted as well, and I was like, what the fuck, USA Today? But in Reuters this morning, there's this article by the WHO, the World Health Organization, and they asked a question to America's youth. It says, do you really need to party? Because this is kind of what's fucking everything up or whatever. The answer, who, is yes. Yes, we need to party. We need to party now more than ever. It is exactly like Jessie says. By Monday, try to start off your week pretty positive during all this fuckery that's going on.
We're going to get through this. We're going to do this together. All that matters is my family and friends. If I can just, getting furniture alone. It's just like, wow. So you can't get anything anywhere, huh?
No, you can't do anything with COVID.
Great.
And everybody's using COVID as an excuse for every single thing else in life. Which is always a fun game. And, do we really need to party? Yes, we need a fucking party. Matter of fact, the government should start giving out free beer to people, and drugs and everything else. Yep. I think if we just all as a nation, let old people and respiratory problems and all that shit stay inside. But as a nation, if we all came outside, and let's say it was sponsored by Bud Light, and we were just all Post Malone raging, drinking beers, smoking cigarettes, ripping gator tails, doing some fucking booger sugar. Let's let Affleck out of his fucking mansion, dude. Put all of the cocaine in front of him. Let's, as a nation, just come out of our houses, everybody party together, and then get COVID and fucking be done with it. It would be awesome. It would be the most legendary party ever, because you're not going to stop young people from partying. Here's what happens when you're young. You think you're fucking invincible.
That's one of the major traits of being young, is thinking that you are the one person in the world that's going to live forever. Everyone else is dumb and sickly and they're going to die, but you are going to be that one.
Exactly.
That lives forever.
Forever. And that's my biggest weakness, obviously, being at the tender age that I am and being as young as I am, is that I still want to party, damn it. I want to party.
Super young. Let us into your
youth party.
We're super young.
That's what this is.
I know.
So for the Who to ask that question,
young.
what do they fucking think the response was going to be? What do they think that was going to be with the Who? And do you guys really need to party? Yes. We need to party now more than ever. God damn it, man. This reminds me of K-Bakes, what he went through in Footloose.
Right.
I need to dance. The town needs to dance.
I know.
It's what we all need right now. Open up the drugs. Open up everything. Christ, even tried to get a little Adderall today. It was a goddamn process. I had to give 9 forms of ID and some other bullshit where I was just like, hey, man, this was a prescription of like 2 pills, At
like the lowest dose. You're just
Jesus Christ.
Bro.
I honestly, because, I was picking it up through the drive-through. As soon as they opened up that, because now it's a whole window system like you're at a bank in the 1980s where they put your ID and your credit card back to there and your thing, and they're like, can you sign for this? Let me bring out a physician and talk to you about the dangers of it. It's like, it's fucking Adderall, bro. It's the most basic shit on the planet. Nobody gives a fuck. It's not like you're giving me oxys and then telling me to move on with my day. Dude, it's fucking Adderall. I know how it works. All I thought about was when they brought this physician out of the back, which they did. There's some old lady who sits on a fucking stool in the back of the drugstore at CVS.
What'd they say?
She was like, I noticed you're on another prescription. Are you aware of whatever this would take the thing? And I was like, yeah, look at those 2 prescriptions. Those are for fucking losers. Losers. If I was taking hardcore drugs, dude, then come out and fucking give me a lecture about something. There's no
That's
oxys.
What I'm saying.
There's nothing fun about these drugs the ones that I've gotten from CVS. There's nothing fun about those. Not the good shit. It's not the Vicodin. It's not the perks, baby. It's not the Zanzibars, It's none of that. Just a couple pills of Adderall. And you know what it made me want to do, Jessie? Just take because they give you this little this piece of wood to sign on, clipboard. Clipboard's what some people call it. It made me just want to crush it up right there and just do a fucking huge rail in front of her. Just take the credit card and my ID and the other 9 forms of ID, crush it up right on her board, and do a huge line and just say, right after the instructions were over, could you repeat that again? Sure. And then just fucking zoot riot, dude, right in front of her and say, that's how much I don't care about everything you just fucking said to me. Because I'm super young and I need to party right now, baby. I need to fucking party.
Super young.
Super young. Yeah, and then just
tonight.
Grab the steering wheel right in front of her because she's at the window right there and just super young.
Quick question though.
Tonight.
Did you do that? Because it kind of seems like you did.
No, I didn't. This is all Strike Force, baby.
Because I was a little bit worried.
I'm on the clean shit. I can't go down that road. I've got a big enough personality anyways. Let's face it, me on Adderall is a goddamn nightmare.
That's what I said.
So for the long drive to Texas, I'm going to need something to fucking stay awake. Captain Giggles has got to put his heels into his old pony for a cross-country road trip again, because there's nothing funner than driving cars across the country by yourself. So, it's So when you start digging through old podcasts and other shit, you start having fever dreams. Weird shit starts to happen, you know.
What are you doing, digging through old podcasts?
Yeah, I'll just go through like some of the ones that I'm behind on, some of my favorites, you know.
Okay.
And I'll listen to those. I'll kind of line up a queue of those.
Oh, okay. I look at the new ones. Did you hear the newest one?
No, I haven't.
What is it? Zach. It's called Zach to the Future.
I did hear about that.
Okay.
Is it Zach Morris watching old Saved by the Bells? Is that what it is?
Yes, with the guy. Did you ever see that YouTube called Zach Morris's Trash?
Yes.
Okay, so it was the guy that did that, and Mark Paul Gosselaar or whatever.
Yeah.
And apparently Mark had not even watched 1 minute of Saved by the Bell once he was done.
I heard about that, yeah.
So it's them watching. So the guy that made Zach Morris's Trash and Zach watching these Saved by the Bell, and I'm sure he just cringes the whole time.
Yeah.
But look.
Is it good?
I mean.
Is it funny?
I think it's just a trailer at this point, right? And it's number one.
No, there was one episode. I saw there was one episode of. Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet.
I didn't listen to it, but it sounds interesting.
I don't mind. You know, the thing that it makes me amped is, you know, we've talked about this a couple weeks ago with the celebrities all moving into podcasts now that Hollywood is shut down. Little by little, like we're just passing them because people listen to them and they're like, oh, that's right. Fuck, man, I used to like you in movies, but I just don't like you as a real person.
I don't like you as a person, and
no.
I don't like that you are entering this world without any experience, any hard work, anything. And so these all, fall to the wayside. And I do believe when they start getting back to work, they won't do it anymore. You know, Dax will be there. Maybe a couple of the like diehards that actually
Dax
love
Shepard's, his salary leaked, James.
Oh, that he makes for that show?
$9.5 million is what he is currently raking in. Dax Shepard. A year, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when I'm just like,
but he really does it. I mean, I have to say, like, I know you don't like him, but like he really does it. He loves doing it. He's said that he's kind of done with acting and all of that, like, and he has been for a while. And he just feels like this is just such a better medium. And so if he respects it, I have to respect him, right? But it's these people that come into the space and they're just like, meow, what is this?
Right,
I guess it's our episode. No. I can't get down with that. So there's a couple that are doing it that I can respect.
Fuck them, James.
Oh.
Fuck them. Okay. Sorry about that. It was just an involuntary reaction. No reason for it whatsoever. But I like when it pops up like that, you know?
Sure.
I'm a big fan when it pops up like that. I'm in a weird flirty mood today, James, you know?
Are you?
Yeah.
Who are you going to flirt with?
It's not so much that. It's like, it's one of those days where you wake up and you're like, man, I just want to do something weird today. It was kind of raining outside. Just want to fucking jerk off on a homeless dude who just got off of like a resisting arrest charge. You know, something like that where you're like, oh, fuck yeah, let's do something fun today. Out of the ordinary.
Just mix it up.
Yeah, unexpected.
Mix it up with the people.
It's a rainy day here in Wilmington North, Kakalaki. And
got it.
I'm pretty much done with that after this other hurricane. So I got a chance to drive through the city last night to go to different areas. So I had to go to my parents' house and some other people's houses, and the hurricane fucked it up. Like it's as bad as that Florence was in like 2018, and I think the reason why, like, there's so many downed trees and power lines and all that other shit. My parents finally got power back at like 3 p.m. or something.
Okay.
But I think it's because that outer wall hit, and my neighbor was describing it. She was like, man, the winds of it's not where the eye lands, it's where the outer wall is. And it just hits Wilmington perfectly.
Right.
And, man, people got fucking nuked. There's trees down everywhere.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What about flooding?
The flooding was not bad, surprisingly.
Yeah, so I think that the last one, I think Florence is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The flooding was the hard part.
Yeah.
Right? So like trees down, sure, but when we don't have drainage or whatever, which they may have done from Florence, but people were just getting completely flooded out of their house. So that was the main thing with that.
Yeah, so the flooding was minimal, but the power lines and the trees and all that stuff was a lot. I was really surprised driving through the city last night when I was like, oh shit, man.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, this studio stayed fine. We lost our air conditioning, but that had nothing to do with the hurricane whatsoever. Just shitty management.
Right.
Nothing we can do about that. To give you who are you giving little peeksies out the window to, James?
Some truck was just like barreling through.
Ooh.
And we're in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah. Partying. Maybe it's
Partying,
Ray.
yeah.
Maybe it's Ray. To give you a quick.
That's 100%. I was like.
The carpet guy. I'll give you a quick update on Ray. That fucker. He's changed all phone numbers. All social media has been deleted. And Ray's going to have to probably go under a new name for his carpeting endeavors. And he should. Truthfully, I wouldn't wish that carpet on my worst enemies, like, at all.
That experience? No, God.
No. And look, all we can do is tell you about our experiences. That's it. But my God, man. And then the bullying of women, dude. I had this conversation with my mom last night. I was just like, dude, she went through the same thing, you know?
I'm sure.
And every single woman does. There's a realtor that we're working with for the studio and the new studio in Austin, Texas, who's doing our contracts with us. And she asked to be on your show. She said, dude, if I could only go down what women really go through in that world and everything else. And I was like, yeah, I'll tell my wife. But, and I told her,
we'd love to.
I told her that carpet experience. And I was like, dude, as a man too, it sucks. Cause then we have to step in and be cocksuckers. And it's like,
yeah,
violence is always the answer is what I've learned. I guess that's what I wish would happen. You know, I think you really can settle everything with violence, but that's me.
It's just it's a killdozer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to build a killdozer. When there's been enough things, you know?
Yeah.
So Ray he was a stick on the pile, right? On the camel's back, whatever it may be. Of just this happening so many times and me not being able to, once it went south when you and I came in and he was being a dick, like, why can I not just be like, you know what? Fuck this. Give me my money back. We're leaving. Like, I am not dealing with you at all. There's this level of like,
Well, Ray's all done, and I'm all done with Ray.
Ray's all done.
I watched your movie last night, Jabes, because you were talking about the Killdozer. I watched Tread last night. I did. First of all, I love it, obviously, because I love the story of it, right? Of this guy terrorizing the city. I did not know this story, by the way, at all. I knew the other one. I guess when I think about people building like indestructible shit around them to go and create havoc, I always think about those bank robbers in California, where they had to go to the cops had to go to the ammo shop down the street because they couldn't penetrate this guy's robotic suit as he was just walking down the street mowing people down.
Amazing.
Yeah,
when these smart people, when these like engineers, really smart people snap, it's amazing.
And it was awesome. Like the level of destruction this guy created in his bulldozer to this town. It's the stuff that I dream about because I'm sick and I want to do this to people. He did it and it was incredible. You know, the only thing that I will say is whenever God, this is tough. Whenever someone just really puts that much emphasis on God over and over again, that was the only drawback for me where it was just like, nah, now you sound a little crazy.
But that was part of his mental break. So a lot of the times, if you have any kind, so he clearly had some tendencies, right? That was broken open by being constantly brought to the edge, right?
Right.
So I think he like operated in this world where like, you know, his psychotic tendencies weren't triggered. Once this happened and they pushed him to the edge, this isn't a normal person that does it, right? So he's gone to a little bit of a crazy place. Yeah. And a lot of the times the voices that they hear in their head are God. Somebody just put something.
Yeah. God? Yeah. Just God, huh?
Right?
Which one are you hearing in your head right now?
I just saw a Jeep drop something off in our mailbox. So, we have update. Sorry, neighborhood update. Neighborhood update. We have a lady in the neighborhood that is EMF sensitive, which means she's crazy, right? So she thinks electromagnetic waves are causing her to be sick.
In our new neighborhood.
Yeah.
Great. So it's very Better Call Saul.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So she sees if people have lights on or if they have like a dish outside or something, and she leaves these long notes in people's mailbox, just letting them know that what they're doing is killing her or whatever. I am so jealous. Like, I need to get this note.
Yes. Did we get one?
Not yet.
When we do, I want to read that on. Yeah, I want to read it live on air. Okay.
Yes. So I'm really doing everything I can to like let her know that I've got a lot of electromagnetic waves basically coming out of this house. So once I get that letter, 100%, I'll read it.
Yeah. And just know that God's doing that as well. God was in control of Tread. And his building of the bulldozer. And
I think we do have to say as well that Dan Cummings, friend of the show, friend of the pod, did a really amazing in-depth episode on Marvin Heemeyer a long time ago, and apparently did it way better than that Netflix documentary.
He did. And by the way,
we have to let everyone know that.
I called him last night after watching that doc, and I just said, hey, man, your fucking podcast on this was the best. Like, it was better than that documentary to me.
Yeah,
I thought
100%.
The documentary was shot-wise and all that other stuff just okay. The story was so awesome that it was just like, all right, I just wanted to watch the last half hour when he's fucking bulldozing through the entire town. But Dan Cummins on Time Sunk podcast has a better version of that. And so I called him last night and I said, hey, man, I just watched this thing and thought of you and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to read it off my phone here. We get into some dark shit, me and Dan. He's really fucking funny, by the way. Dan Cummins is one of the best comedians on the planet. And man, his show Time Suck is fucking awesome. But he wrote me back an extensive text message this morning, some of which I can't repeat live on air, which is why I'm blushing. But he goes to a super dark place. So if you watch that show, or listen to it, I believe it's available on YouTube as well. But if you watch Dan Cummins' show, Time Suck, on that particular guy, it is actually better than the Netflix doc. And I wish you could just put it underneath that doc with the footage of the bulldozer, and that would have been the ultimate dream team for that.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten a ton of messages about that doc, and big fan. This is one of our listeners, Jacob Nichols, says, hey, man, you should give a shout out to Brendan Schaub here, because apparently he is in Austin looking at houses right now. He'd be a sweet neighbor to have. Is that true, Giorgio? I've heard that too. Somebody else had said to me that Joe Rogan was buying all of his friends' houses there, so they can just pick them up. Yeah, and buy them all lawyers too. Pick up the whole crew, drop them in Austin, then you can just do the whole gig from there. I've heard that as well. It would not surprise me because, look, when you're on every single day, you need people and other comedians and things like that. This is a 2-person show. This is a 2-hander. Not only my dick, but this podcast as well. But it's just you and I. Guests don't really do well on this show at all, so we just kind of stopped doing it.
Yeah, because I just always outshine them.
Yes. And so we don't have guests on here. Drinkin Bros, though, we do. We have a lot of guests, and it's like, man, one of our biggest reasons to move to Austin was a bunch of our friends live there, obviously, and so we can have endless people on over and over again. And I can't wait to get Jack Mandeville on that show, shirtless and smoking inside.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
So we have a bunch of friends there,
time.
And that's part of it. So yeah, with Rogan and his crew, yeah, it would not surprise me because why not? Hollywood, California in general just raised their taxes again yesterday. 3.5%, so that's going to go up to 16.5%. by the end of the year. So yeah, man, be prepared for everybody else to jump ship as well. And wouldn't surprise me. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the Callan thing or the D'Elia thing, to be honest with you. What goes down and shit like that? What do you think?
They can't recover. It's done, and it's sad.
You don't think so? Here's the thing. If you're Joe Rogan, if you're as powerful as Joe Rogan, and listen to me when I say this. It's not because I'm a fan. This is just pure numbers. There is no more powerful person in media today than Joe Rogan. There simply isn't. Not Howard Stern, not any of your favorite news networks. It is Joe Rogan. It smashes all of them. Fox News, CNN, anything you can imagine. He's got the most downloads, 190 million to be precise, per month. That it's like, dude, I think if he had him on the show, both of them, same time, do one episode of it, right? He had Callan and D'Elia on. He said, look, let's go through these situations together. Tell me what your truth is, and then that's it. We'll get it out in the world. If it's disputed and it turns out to be incorrect, you're banished.
Anyways, you sound like me on a Monday. So it's now Wednesday. And life, unfortunately, just does not work that way. And I hate to break this to you, Ross, because you're usually the very negative one.
Correct.
But it's a sad thing, because I literally am watching. He said the same thing about D'Elia, where it's like, I feel like I'm watching my friend die, because when it comes to that kind of stuff, that you can't actually go to court and have it be like an OJ sitch where I'm innocent. If you can't do that, then literally you will be guilty in the eyes of everyone, right?
Right.
So Hollywood has to completely crumble and fall in order for Rogan to take a chance on vouching for these people, letting them tell their story, and then it like real hard evidence coming out or something coming out where he has a lot to lose too, right?
Sort of. Look, he's rich enough and above it, and it's not him, it's his friends. Therefore, it's like, man, and look, I extended this invitation to Callan to come on Drinkin Bros. I said, look, man, anytime you need to come on and talk about it, if no one else will give you a fucking platform, we will. And I'll stand up for you, just because I think it's important to stand up for friends. And, I can't imagine being accused of something like this. My first response would be to do exactly what Callan did and leave that video and everything else. So I don't know, man. Friendship to me trumps Hollywood and shit. Like, I would help my friends out, I think. So yeah, I don't know. I'll remain optimistic on this one.
Right.
But you're not, huh? You're saying they're all done?
Yeah, they're done, and it sucks.
What are they doing with Fighter and the Kid right now? It appears as if somebody else. Oh, okay. Because I saw a show with another host.
Yeah, but so Callan is on hiatus.
Okay.
I don't know whose choice that was. I'm not guessing it was his choice. If it was up to him, I'm sure he'd want to just do business as usual.
Yeah.
But that's Brendan's business. Basically his kind of baby, right?
Yeah.
Him and his brother. So he's taking a hiatus from that. There's guest hosts that are going to be coming on. Josh Wolf, which I love to see him get some shine because I think he's hilarious.
Josh has been on Drinkin Bros numerous times.
Yeah.
Big fan of Josh.
Of the show.
Great guy.
He's really good.
Great comedian, really funny guy.
But you don't, especially right now, you just don't get to come back from that again, because it's so long ago. Chris D'Elia, if he had some proof that wasn't the case, maybe he's saving it for some kind of trial and he's suing for defamation, which Callan can possibly do. But as we know with the Johnny Depp thing, that brings more harm than good. Yeah. So there's really nothing they can do. And the court of public opinion, as we know, destroys people's lives without in killdozer fashion, doesn't care about families or incomes. They literally ruin people, and without remorse. So it's it sucks. I would obviously still love to have him on the show and do something with us, but I don't know.
Look, I'm open to it. I don't know what's going to happen with those guys, but I don't know D'Elia, like I said, but I know Callan pretty well. So I extended the invitation to him, and we'll see what happens with all of that. But I guess the selfish part of me is, as a friend, would hope that Rogan steps up and says, "Hey, man, I love you. Let's talk about this on air and try to fucking get you out of this." Because he's certainly powerful enough to do it, I think. And he's one of very few people that can.
And they may be in talks about that, and I'm sure he's in some kind of transition that he's like, yo, man, like, I need my shit to be straight before I have you on, but I got you. I would love to know that that's the case. Right now, with his transition and everything, I don't think he can do stuff like that right now.
Maybe.
But
we'll see. We'll see. Before we get to the sponsors, James, I watched your favorite show last night, The Crown, and it is not about giving birth. Really surprised.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to try that dumb joke today and see what the people thought.
I saw no baby head in that show come out of a vagina.
So recycled. You guys play the clip because he's said that before.
I have not.
Please back me up on this, guys. This joke is so recycled, reduced, reused. I cannot handle it. It wasn't funny before.
It was. It's really funny now. And the thing is, I said this to you last night, I think, and I was like, dude, I'm going to say this on the show tomorrow. And you're like, you've said that. I think I've just said it. I don't think I have, Jessie.
Roll the tape. Roll the tape.
Somebody find it in the last 600 episodes.
Gordon Wagner.
The Crown. The Crown. There was no childbirth in that show, and I was really disappointed.
The shitty part of it is the shitty part of this joke, as well as it just being shitty, is I was so excited that you watched The Crown. Like, I was like, you did? Let's talk about it. And you were just like, it's not about
childbirth.
I watched The Crown. And so let me get this straight, you loser.
I think it's a great joke, and I'm going to stand by it, James. I'm also going to stand by ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros is the best mattress company on the face of this planet. I don't care if there is any identical existing planets in this solar system. Still the best. If you're a member of the military, a first responder, a teacher, or you work in the governments, you get 30% off everything in the entire store. Pillows, sheets, mattresses, adjustable bases. Finally got an adjustable base, James.
Oh my God.
Greatest
what were we doing with our lives?
We were losers living in the street, eating garbage.
Oh.
Now we are whole people again. If you're a dumb civilian like myself, you get 25% off everything. And when you order a mattress, you get 2 free pillows. And I promise you, those pillows are just as good as the goddamn mattress. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today and get everything you need, because there's a 36-month pay-as-you-go program that is applicable with all of these deals. It'll knock shit down to like $30 a month. And my God, man, that adjustable base, it's got a vibrator in it. You can vibrate the bed. You can do whatever you want.
It's amazing.
Amazing. Big fan. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Next up, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloinkers.
Shabloinkers.
First, you shabloink. Then you shabloink.
Yeah,
then
James.
You boom, 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 shabloink.
Yep. Put a little in your drink. Keep your spirit up. Word up. Everybody say. Put some Strike Force inside your body right now. Lasts longer than 5-hour energy. It's a tasty, tiny little tin pouch. You rip it open and squeeze it into any liquid available. And
squeeze it.
Yeah, you're up and at 'em. You're up and Adam Lambert in no time. You're chugging dicks, singing songs from Queen Adam Lambert. That's what you feel like. You feel like a young Adam Lambert.
Nothing of the sort.
Yep. Chugging dicks and fucking singing Queen songs. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com today. Try some. The grape is my favorite. Grape's always my favorite. in anything, by the way.
You and your 6-year-old son as well.
Damn right, dude. Because it's just that we've got that youthful fucking grapeness, dude.
Yep, you definitely have the palate of a toddler. That's for sure.
Yeah, you goddamn right. Go to strikeforceenergy.com today. Promo code Revolution, 20% off. They ship everywhere in the entire world, and they put it in these boxes. The same at 7-Eleven, so you're not going to dirty up your shit, dude. It's great. I love it. Put it in the fucking pantry. And here come you in. Next up, James. Whoopsies. Is that weird?
A little bit.
Okay. Is keeps.com/revolution. Dude, the mane is real, man. I got out of the shower today, and I was like, my hair is really fucking thick.
It is. I think it's like you're not losing, I don't want to TMI, but like, I'll give you a head massage and some normal shedding, right?
Yeah.
Some natural shedding.
Yeah.
That's not really happening anymore. So I'm wondering if you're just not losing.
Not sure. Either way, look, I've got a fucking bowl of salad on my dome, and so far so good. I said I would give it till the end of the year. Go to keeps.com/revolution. It keeps the hair you got. 3 to 4 men are going to lose their fucking hair in this world. So this is going to keep what you got, and it's free. That's it.
3 to 4 men.
Yep. 3/4 of men.
3 out of 4, probably.
Yeah, 3/4 shapes. Same thing. I'm no mathematician, but that's what that is. Go to keeps.com, KEEBS.com/revolution, and free 30-day trial. James, you can get wet with it. You can get wet with it. Read an interesting article this morning on how the media still doesn't criticize certain people. One of them being Beyonce. So she had this visual album project launch last Friday on the Disney Channel. Did you watch it?
Mm-mm.
Didn't either. You know why? Nobody really talked about it. I didn't hear one single word about it. She did one of these artistic projects before with Jay-Z that came out a couple years ago. Disappeared, went away, bombed, never heard about it. Same with this Disney thing. And there was an article this morning that just said, why is everybody afraid to criticize her and just say that it was just meh?
Because the beehive is big and strong and scary. Now, talk about doxing people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Beyonce fans will literally kill somebody. That's not a joke. They're mean, they're rude, they cancel people, they harass people, they're bullies. She's had to come out and say many times, hey guys, I don't condone this kind of stuff. We don't bully people, cyberbully, whatever. So, we just can't criticize her right now. I'm just going to leave that there.
Okay.
You know why.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And secondly, I thought from the clips that I saw, visually, it was fucking amazing. Is it that we can't criticize her because she's actually fucking awesome? I don't know. It looked amazing.
It did, but it just was kind of boring. So I don't know what's the harm in saying, hey man, I watched that thing and it was fucking boring, I guess. Literally not one critic will say it. And this one did today, and they were like, hey man, why is she the only one that is beyond criticism right now? You're going after Ellen and Oprah these days, but Beyonce is still untouchable in that world. And
remember that Netflix doc? It was fucking her show.
I like the Netflix doc though. That's the difference.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was so different. It was so she is so attention to detail, and I think it was the same with this visual thing where what can you say? What can you say bad about it? It's there's certain things that okay, you thought it was boring, I guess, but you have to respect it. There's certain things, right?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, you're like this with her.
I am.
So with Beyonce, I sort of just respect her weird ass shit that she does, and her attention to detail. Everything has to be perfect and good and sound good and amazing. And what else is that's the queen.
But here's the thing: if Taylor Swift put out a shitty album, I would say it. Critics would say it, and a lot of people would. Whereas Beyonce, I think 2 out of her last 3 have not been good. And it's like, you're not
What?
really hearing anything.
What are you talking about? Wasn't good.
So that album, that was an album that came out.
Right. And it wasn't good.
Everybody said it's just kind of meh. Same with the one before was with her and Jay-Z, where they did an album together. I listened to that and I was just like,
I didn't like that.
I didn't either. The other one before that was really fucking good. It was I think it was the Lemonade one.
Lemonade was everything.
It's amazing. It was amazing. But the last 2 have been kind of meh. But nobody is coming out and saying shit about it. With Taylor Swift, people would fucking or Post Malone, if he bombs, his next album bombs, forget it. There's going to be a army of people. Fuck you.
I just think she's crossed over. Like, criticizing, she'll just make a song out of it and it'll be awesome and like point out all the critics that said anything. So, I don't know. She's just so far above all of that like, really, she doesn't give a fuck if I like it or you like it.
True.
Respect. I have to respect it.
By the way, Oprah is really catching heat here on Twitter. It's starting to fire up.
Just about that white privilege thing?
Ooh, yeah, dude. Ted Cruz is the latest here. Not that I'm a Ted Cruz fan, but he says this is one of the ones that's really taken off right now. Billionaire, this is Ted Cruz, by the way, saying this. Billionaire Oprah lectures the rest of us. You still have your whiteness. That's what the term white privilege is. It means that whiteness still gives you an advantage no matter what. And his response is, what utter racist bullshit. Look, if you're a billionaire in today's society, it's hard to have an opinion about anything, to be honest with you. Same way with Bill and Melinda Gates.
I'm going to disagree.
Bill and Melinda Gates have taken a lot of fucking heat during COVID, too, about their criticism of how governments and politicians aren't handling it well, and everybody told them to go fuck themselves as well. So that has been a thing throughout this pandemic. And
why would you tell Bill Gates to go fuck himself if he's trying to help?
He's not. So that's the difference. Is he's not really trying to help, but he's criticizing what's going on without helping. And it's the same thing, man. He's a fucking billionaire lecturing people about what they're doing wrong and not doing wrong in this life. And I just think we are at that point that you were talking about earlier in the show, where any person who is rich or from an outside view appears to have it better than the rest of the world. Your opinion means nothing right now.
Again, not just better, insane amounts of wealth that are unfathomable to anyone that's under that 1%. I mean, I can't even imagine buying a piece of furniture other than Wayfair, unfortunately.
Oh, shit.
Like, I can't. I have to get it discounted. Like, I can't even imagine being able to just go into a store and just like buy that thing for the price that it is, whatever it is. So you can't even imagine their wealth, right? I have to disagree just real quick with the Oprah thing. She's not wrong, right? And her getting to the place that she's gotten was 10 million times harder because of the color of her skin. And she can speak to that. And maybe right now she is a billionaire, but her road to getting there, from the poverty that she was in, the drugs, everything, just everything being against her, I have to agree with that. And I think that on this show, we can agree that your skin being white helps you out a little bit.
It is. The only
we
thing
can agree on that.
The only thing that I will go back to is what you said at the top is like, dude, if you're a billionaire these days or super rich,
we don't want to hear from you.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct. By the way, speaking of Wayfair, I forgot to point this out to you. I posted a meme of a baby in a drawer for Wayfair on Ross Patterson Revolution Instagram page. So I forgot to tell you that it came up. I'm going to hold this up to screen here. They've blurred it out, the meme on Instagram.
Oh, and took it down?
It says, no, it says false information. Reviewed by independent fact checkers that they can confirm that there is no babies inside of Wayfair furniture that is being shipped to you. That's where we're at now. With that, that's a meme, by the way. Just a meme of a happy baby
Jeez.
inside of a drawer, inside of a dresser drawer, and they have blurred that out on Instagram. And I want to thank
Wow.
you for taking the time to check that fact, that this baby was indeed.
Having a good time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when you click it, so it says there's a button on here that says see why. See why this got blurred and
Oh,
flagged,
yes.
right? So I'm going to read this to you. Independent fact checkers say this is false. The primary claims in this information are factually inaccurate. More information regarding this. Wayfair said the cabinets were high priced because they are industrial, not because customers get kidnapped children. That's the actual statement.
And we're just going to go with that. I will, again, I will say, this is the only conspiracy that I will let my tiny mind
There it is.
entertain.
Yes.
So I think that the new QAnon stuff is that there are pictures of somebody that works for Wayfair with like the head of Wayfair's Rachel Chandler. She apparently changed her name to Chandler, and that's supposed to mean child handler. And she worked closely with like the Clintons and Epstein, and now is, or recently, or whatever in the past years, has become like the head of Wayfair. So the connections, you could kind of chalk this up to like all rich people hang out together. Like, again, there's only 1% of them. Like,
Sure.
there's only a few people that are on your level as like the dinners you can go to, the parties you can go to, the trips you can go on. So you kind of all hang out together, right?
Yeah. I don't know, but this Wayfair one has not been debunked to me, and
No.
I like when you go along with a good conspiracy, James. It's rare for you.
And again, only because I've shopped Wayfair for many years and I still don't know what the fuck is going on with that site. And they have a bunch of different ones too. So Wayfair is also Josh and Maine, is also Birch Lane, is also these other ones that I'm like, why do they have so many different avenues? And you kind of don't know where you're ordering from, and it's just very all up in the air, and I just love it.
You got to ship the humans in. We're gonna close out the show with some breaking news, which is super strange. Jake Paul, his house is currently being raided by the FBI right now, and they're putting things into trucks, like armored vehicles, and leaving the property as we speak.
What do you think that is about?
I don't know, man. But it is confirmed that the feds are currently raiding his house.
So that is either child porn or money stuff or
stuff?
drugs. Anything to do with like laundering, stuff like that. So when the feds...
Weapons.
Right? When
It could be weapons. Hey,
Okay.
You never know. Look, I have no fucking idea. This is going on right now as we speak. So there is no
usually
word.
some child porn type stuff.
There is no word if he is home at all. So don't know. It's really
Okay.
fucking weird. I'm not willing to go any route yet, but what? He had a giant party? What does that mean? Are
The
they
feds
are they
come for
raiding?
parties?
If they're coming for parties, the who says you shouldn't be. Why does everybody need a party? Why does the youth need a party?
No, that can't be it. That
I don't
can't
think
be
so.
it.
The feds wouldn't
No.
raid your house for that, would they?
No.
Like a COVID party? I don't know what's going on.
No.
But that's a strange one to keep an eye on. They started this morning. It's weird to raid a house
Could
on
be
a Wednesday
something
morning.
could be something to do with money, right? Like, I'm sure taxes, and I don't know.
You don't get your house raided for the feds from that. So everybody's talking about his. Giorgio's saying they're talking about his arrest in June, but again, the feds raiding your house is a whole different ballgame.
It's a whole different thing. Like I said, there's a couple things that it can be
Yeah.
for the feds to be involved, right? Is he housing immigrants? No.
No. Who knows? Guns, fucking
drugs,
child
kids.
porn. Yeah, I mean, that's
Those are pretty much the main ones, right?
Those are the three. that you go for. He's not a political person, so obviously he's got no ties to Hillary. One would imagine. So I don't know what's going on, but
I don't know.
that's strange. He clocked in Forbes last year. It's $16.5 million. So I would have a hard time believing he's skipping out on taxes or fucking money laundering, for Christ's sakes. Like, he's
It's
fine.
just like, how do you track that? You know, he's just a fucking kid and he's making millions, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Strange one, but maybe it was a video he was shooting, or who knows? Who knows? The Paul brothers are certainly no strangers to controversy, so we'll see. But that's an odd one that is happening right now. So we'll see. Somebody's saying here, Brian English on YouTube, he says weapons would be ATF.
Okay.
Lloyd Burke is saying that the jump out boys, no, they did not show up in a minivan. This was all on the up and up. This is all feds. So this was a search, an absolute search of the entire property, and they were clearly taking things out with them, is what is being reported right now. Whatever that is, I do not know, but this will certainly be interesting, because that's a big deal.
Right.
Feds ripping through your house is a big deal. Like, that's not just like,
Yes.
oh, hey, we get a call of a loud party. Would you mind
We'll
turning
probably
it down?
have an update tomorrow.
Yeah, easily. Oh, easily. You'll have answers tomorrow.
Easily.
Faux show. Especially with nothing else going on in the world, you're going to have answers right away.
I can't hear another Kelly Ripa story.
What?
Just that stupid, just the stupid stuff that people are making news because there's nothing.
I thought you said she was in some child porn. I was like, come on, man.
No, but they
Damn
make it like a headline that her and her husband are celebrating an anniversary. Like, I don't fucking care.
Okay. Because I could see her getting dressed up like a child at one of these Epstein parties. So,
100%.
yeah, she's very small, tiny features and all that stuff. But, man, I thought Ripa was going down too. I was like, we can't lose
Oh,
Ripa.
no,
We can't
don't
lose
worry.
Ripa.
Your girl Ripa is not going down.
Not my girl. That's not my style. She's too thin. Too thin.
Oh, well, I'm
She's
lucky
kind
then.
of, no, she probably weighs what? Would you say she's probably 90 pounds?
Yeah, I think she's 90 pounds. She works out religiously. She
Yeah.
has no boobs. Look, clothes look great on her, but they also look good on a hanger, right? So it's one of those things that I'm like, it's just so easy for her to like wear these little dresses, and I get jealous. And then I'm like, well, I don't want that body, but dang.
Yeah. Well,
It'd be nice to just get something off the rack and wear it instead of like, well, is my butt going to fit into there?
I want your body,
not.
Jabes. We got one more show tomorrow, Jabes. Thursday, closing out strong, and then I'm getting in the car for an endless drive to Texas.
Yeah, let's make tomorrow a strong one, guys. I'm
Yeah.
really sorry, but hump
Last
day, you know,
one.
it just does
Last
it.
one in the queue this week. Thursday's show. It'll be our last RPR from this studio in North Carolina, North
So
Kakalaki.
sad.
So tune in. We are here every day right around the noonish area on Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. That encompasses all of our shows. Subscribe, click the notification button when we go live. And there is some hope for YouTube, by the way. Alex Jones is back on YouTube.
Love to see it.
Predicted this a few weeks ago when I went off on that rant about Spotify and Joe Rogan. I just said, look, man, you start censoring everybody, people are going to jump ship. And they've allowed Alex Jones to be back on YouTube. And it was interesting seeing him the other night. I was like, oh, shit. So when we get to Tejas for good, we'll have him on the show and ask him why and how that happened, obviously.
Oh my gosh, I would love to hear that.
Great. And then subscribe to Ross Patterson Revolution on iTunes. Rate it a 5-star and give it a quick review. It really, really helps scoot us on up the charts. We greatly appreciate it. Who was first in the room today, Giorgio? The Hawk. Is that 2 days in a row for him?
2 days. I mean, it was debated yesterday, but I think he won.
The Hawk is in there, dude. Damn, son.
Well, he must have his notifications turned on and he
Yeah.
must be subscribed.
Yeah. So go to YouTube, watch all of our shows and our beautiful shining faces. You look great, Jessie. What are you doing to yourself?
Ugh.
You look great. I look like just a dumb, like a kid who's just been traveling across America, like a
No.
filthy little Shia LaBeouf who's just
No, I've got like greasy hair.
No, you look
We need
great.
to get our,
Our stuff together.
our water sit.
Yeah.
Stuff together.
Got a nice cabinet behind you from Wayfair. And
Yeah. I need to move that. You insist on bringing these crazy things all around to every house.
I just don't know what else to do with all the important shit that's in there yet. We need one of those HGTV makeover closet shows or whatever, where it's just like, here's like 90 shelves that no
That's what
dude
I'm dealing with
or
right now,
woman has any fucking time for. So, we'll figure it out eventually, or we might not. Who knows? Who knows?
It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine.
Everything is awesome. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.